What's going on, Big Blue? This is Big Pat Sports Talk, back with another video. Working with this green screen, man, but just want to talk a little bit about the draft and let you know that we got plenty of options coming up in this draft. So let's get into it, man. Let's go.
I feel super high.
Alright, Big Blue Nation, what's going on YouTube? What's going on Facebook? What's going on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all platforms? You know what this is. This is Big Pat Sports Talk. You know I'm going to talk my talk no matter what anybody thought. And today, man, we're going to be talking about some very good draft prospects for our New York Giants in the first round, man. You know, we got at the top left, top right, Devonta Smith. Middle, Rashaan Slater, Kwity Paye, Parsons, Micah Parsons, Jalen Phillips, Ogilari, Kyle Pitts, Jalen Waddle. Now, first I'm going to start off with the receivers. Jalen Waddle or Devonta Smith. If the New York Giants are in place to draft either one of those guys with the number 11 pick, who would you want? My analysis on both is they're very underrated as far as route running goes. I think Devonta Smith has Waddle a little bit on the route running, but don't get it twisted. Jalen Waddle's route running is ridiculous as well. I think Jalen Waddle is more explosive than Devonta Smith, but you can't underestimate Devonta Smith's explosiveness. I believe if we drafted Devonta Smith, he immediately becomes our number 2 receiver. I like him on the outside, man. He could play in a slot as well. I know he played most of the snaps in the slot at Alabama, but that was the system that they ran. I believe he could be an outstanding outside number 2 receiver for us. Only reason why I say number 2 receiver is because we just got Kenny Galladay, so he's going to be the number 2. Same thing with Waddle. Waddle, I believe, is more of a slot, but I believe he can play on the outside as well. But if we draft Waddle, he's going to play more of that slot role to fill in, say if Shepard gets hurt or we just want to put some explosiveness on the field, he's going to fill that role. And if we draft a Jalen Waddle, I mean, John Ross, I don't see him being a factor if we draft somebody like a Jalen Waddle or Devonta Smith. So if we draft any one of those guys, I won't be mad. And we give us our number 2 receiver for the future, especially with Devonta Smith. I believe he immediately becomes the number 2 receiver. I believe he beats out Darius Slayton in camp. And Jalen Waddle, he immediately becomes a weapon on the offense. But as for the first round receivers, if my pick between the two, I'm leaning a little bit more towards Devonta Smith because I believe he gives us the absolute number 2 receiver that we actually need on this team. But Jalen Waddle, man, he's just so explosive, man. That guy's explosive, so it's a toss-up between those two. Now, this is a very popular selection amongst Giants Nation, Mr. Rashaan Slater, right tackle, Northwestern. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to continue to say this. I have question marks about Rashaan Slater. I have question marks about his technique, his arm length. Not only does he have short arms, he does not have great punch when it comes to offensive line pass rush moves. I know he has the film where he dominated Chase Young. Yes, I understand that. That was great film, but he also has a lot of film where he's getting beat on inside swim moves by way lesser caliber players than a Chase Young. So, I mean, I have my doubts I'm not gonna go like how Tim Online Big Blue said he has Eric Flowers capability, but in all honesty, he does. He has to work on his technique tremendously when he gets here. Now, I'm not going to say the dude is not worth the 11th pick, but if we have other options, some of these other guys that are on the board right here that will be on the board, I'd rather take them. Although offensive line, yes, we do need offensive line help, but let's not pretend like our offensive line is just total trash. It's not total trash. It's a work in progress, and we're doing pretty good towards the end of the season in the pass and the run. I looked at the games. I don't care about what PFF says and all that. I looked at the games. Our running offensive line, our run blocking was great down the stretch, and our pass blocking was not that bad down the stretch. But we do need offensive line help. But I would rather go Wyatt Davis or someone like Creed Humphrey in the second round. I believe we can get. I believe we can get very good quality linemen in the second round. I'm just saying. Next in line, we have Mr. Kwity Paye, an absolute android when it comes to run stop on the defensive line. When it comes to run defense on the defensive line, he's an absolute android. When you look at this guy's film, man, this guy, when it comes to stopping the run, he's perfect. Like, perfect. Like, he plays the run like an absolute monster. It's just when it comes to his pass rush, I don't believe they taught him pass rush moves at Michigan. But when you come here to Patrick Graham, he's going to change all that, man. He's going to get him correct, man, with the pass rush. You really don't have to help him against the run, man, because when you watch this guy against the run, he's an absolute android. Amazing against the run, man. I love it. Wouldn't be mad if we picked this guy at 11. Do I think we have a couple of better options at pass rushers? Yes. But if we're just looking for a good defensive lineman that can turn into a great defensive lineman, Kwity Paye is your guy. I wouldn't be mad if we took Kwity Paye. Has very high upside. Teach him some pass rush moves, man. Who knows what this guy can become, man. He's an absolute android, though, when it comes against the run, man. His feet movement, the way he gets off the block, the way he plays gaps, his anticipation is ridiculous. Definitely wouldn't mind this guy here at number 11. Wouldn't be mad. And speaking of number 11, Mr. Michael Parsons. Now, there's been reports there's more things coming out about his behavior at Penn State. May take him off our board. Sad to say, that might happen, but if we did draft this guy at number 11, this is going to make our defense that much better. Can you imagine this guy just having the responsibility of playing one gap? Because at Penn State, he was responsible for playing multiple gaps, A gap, B gap, and was doing pretty doggone well, considering that his defensive linemen weren't helping him out most of the time. He was able to get past the guard, sneak in, and grab an ankle and get a tackle. Now, with Blake Martinez, he only has one gap to read. One gap. Imagine that. This guy running a 4.39 only got one gap responsible for. Do you know how fast he's going to be able to play? Not only will he give us great run defense, he's going to give us great blitzing from the middle and give us some edge presence if we decide to put him there. I believe this guy could be the ultimate weapon for us on defense. I really do. But if his pass is catching up to him, man, that's sad, man, because this guy is a top 10 talent in any draft, man. This guy's talent level is so high. I just hope everything goes well. The rumors, I don't know. I heard he's been taken off draft boards. I don't know, man. I wouldn't be mad if we picked this guy at 11. I know what's going to happen if we pick this guy at 11. Our defense is going to be tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Next, we got Mr. Jalen Phillips. This is my best pass rusher, edge rusher in the draft. When I say this guy has everything that you want in a pass rusher, great speed, great athleticism, great strength, great pass rush moves, use his hands, doesn't use the same move twice, studies his opponent, gets his hands on his opponent before the opponent gets their hands on him. Great leverage, great bend, great attitude, can be a leader. Only thing wrong with this guy, injury history. Is his injury history something that we can look past? I say it is. We look past it with Kenny Galladay. We look past Adoree Jackson's injury history. Kyle Rudolph had an injury. John Ross came off injury. So I don't think injury history is a problem for this team. If they believe Phillips is the best pass rusher in this draft, I believe they take him. I would take him. I actually want this guy at 11. I believe him and Lorenzo Carter can be a dynamic duo on those bookend edges, man. And if we want to get pressure with the defensive end position, we can put him there too. He can play either technique. He can play the outside linebacker or the 3 technique. This guy's dynamic. Man, I love Jalen Phillips, man. Love his film. Love what he did at Miami. Best pass rusher there over Gregory Rousseau. Sorry, Rousseau fans, but he's just a million miles better than Gregory Rousseau. Next, we got Mr. Ogilari. Azizo Ogilari from Georgia. Wouldn't be mad if we got this guy either. Reminds me of Lorenzo Carter, except he's a little bit bigger and stronger. I believe this guy can be a bookend edge for us. He has a very high ceiling. I would say this. He's not as polished as Jalen Phillips is right now, but he can turn into a Von Miller type. He can really turn into a Von Miller type with the correct coaching, with the correct mindset to the game, correct weightlifting. He's going to get a little bit stronger. He's quick off. He has a very quick burst off the edge. And I believe him and Lorenzo Carter will have tons of fun out there. Tons of fun. So I wouldn't be mad if we got Azizo Ogilari. I like Phillips a little bit better, but Ogilari has the potential to have more impact on the game than Jalen Phillips in the long run. So I wouldn't mind either one of those guys, but I believe Jalen Phillips is the best pass rusher right now. His floor is better than every other pass rushers in there. And I believe we need to get an impact player with this #1 pick. So that's why I like Phillips a little bit better than Ogilari. But studying film, both those guys are dynamite. And last but not least, Mr. Kyle Pitts, Gator. My fellow Gator, man. This guy's amazing, man, at a tight end position. But I don't think we need another tight end, folks. If we do get another tight end, that means Evan Ingram's going to be traded. Point blank, period. He's going to be traded. Or if we keep him this year, we're not picking him up next year, which I don't think we're going to pick him up next year regardless of what happens. But this guy's amazing, man. 6'5", ran a 4.5, 140, I believe. Catches everything, goes up over the top, catches that. Runs great routes. I mean, just a pure weapon, man. A willing blocker. I'm not going to say I'll be mad if we picked him, but I think it's a little unnecessary. I think it's a little unnecessary to pick him unless we have big plans with tight end with him going forward in the future. Does he help us now? Yes, he will help us now. I think he will help us bench Evan Ingram real fast. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. If we bring him here, Evan Ingram's going to the bench, man. Great player, dynamic player, runs routes like a receiver. You can't put a safety on him, can't put a linebacker on him. You're gonna have to double team this guy. I tell you what, man, this guy will be scary in Dallas as well. He will be absolutely scary in Dallas. With that receiver bunch out there, man, there's no way possible you can't have a top offense. But as far as with us, he would be scary. Think of the security blanket he could be for Daniel Jones, man. That's what Daniel Jones needs, man. He needs that security blanket. And with him, you'll have 2 security blankets, really 3, with Rudolph, Pitts, and Galladay. And it's no choice, man. There's no choice but to get the ball down the field, man. But I mean, these are what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 prospects that I believe the Giants are looking at on their boards. It's a couple of more. I'll do another video about those guys as well. But I believe these are the main guys that are on the Giants board right now. I wouldn't have a problem with them picking either one of these guys. I'll be flat out honest with you, man. With the way we did our free agency, the way we did our off season, it gives us the ability to do this, man. And I can't wait. I can't wait to the draft. Live show during the draft. I'm going to have Benny talking sports. You know, I'm going to have Champ. I'm going to have everybody on there. I want you guys to tune in. But this is going to be dope, man. We have major options, people, with the number 1 draft pick. With our number 1 draft pick, the number 11 pick in the draft. Major options. Major options. We could go weapon. We could go offensive line. We could go defensive line. We could go edge. We could go linebacker. Whatever way we want to go, we can go. So, man, that was my take, man, on what I think the Giants will do with the 11th pick, man. These are some of the options here. Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith, Rashaan Slater, Kyle Pitts, Ogilari, Jalen Phillips, Michael Parsons, Kwity Paye. It's a couple other names you can throw in there, man. But that's it, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. You know, this is Big Pat Sports Talk. You know, I'm going to talk my talk no matter what anybody thought. And Giants, Big Blue Nation, we got options, baby. I can't wait. I'm excited to see who we're going to pick, man, because I believe anybody that we pick is going to be a good pick. Unless we pick that one person every New York Giants fan don't want right now. We all know who that is. But till the next episode, peace.
I feel super high.